Creek Beaters TV. Made possible by Butch and Cheryl King, Justin Hobbs Studio, Falcon Hooks, Basscasters USA, Titan Tungsten, Pulse Fish Lures, and PathfinderOutfitters.com.
Well, I'm getting my rods put together here. I'll tell you what we're doing today. And welcome you to Creek Beaters TV. I'm Dave. Good to have you back. What we're doing today, besides fighting off mosquitoes, is trying to do a little bit of catfishing. I can see the shad swimming out here now. And mosquitoes. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, what I've got here is a little bit of a bend in the river. That's normally where you want to fish for catfish. That's normally the deeper of the spots. But as you can see, we've also got a log jam out there. And anybody knows that knows catfish, they like log jams. So, what we're going to use today, I forgot my pack bait. I could have gone for some carp while I was out here, but it's alright. I got a lot of action out here, man. A lot of bait fish swimming around. But I'm using hot dogs. And I'm going to use cut bait. I got some shad here. I'm going to use some shad cut bait on one rod and hot dogs on another rod. I'm going to throw one out here to the left, and I'm going to throw one right out here in front of the log jam. I think in front of the log jam here is where I'm going to put the shad. So, I'll tell you what, guys. Look at all this bait fish out there, man. Might be a good night. All right, folks. Got my lines out. I got hot dog over here. And this one here's got the shad head. Been out just a couple minutes. It's a small head of gizzard shad. I'm going to show you something. One of the coolest things I've seen in quite a while. This is called the rod sprocket. I'd love to get these guys to sponsor my channel because this product is so cool. Check this out. What this is, you strap this to a tree or telephone pole or your bucket or anything. And I'm going to do it real quick here for you. Okay, as you can see, big tree. It still works. It's really cool. It's really neat. I know right now you're seeing just a tree, but I'll back up here now that I can. Check this out, man. Then you put your strap through there. Okay. Now, it's held nice and secure onto the tree. Now you can take your rod and you can set your rod in here in many different ways. You can set it like that. You can set it at an angle. You can set it straight up and down. Each one of these little slots is an area that you could put your rod. And they're really strong. They really really handy, man. But that's the rod sprocket. And obviously I don't have them sponsor my channel, but I'd love to get them to. I've talked to them about it. Well, I sent out a message about it, but they never got back with me. But I just thought that was one of the coolest takes on a rod holder that you can get, you know. And then see with it hanging there in a tree like that, I can tighten the line up, I can check it, I can do whatever I want. I just thought that was really neat. I thought you guys might like that. It's called the rod sprocket. Okay? Like a sprocket of a wheel is what it's called. I thought you guys might like that. We'll just call that the Creek Beaters tip of the week, guys. We had our first bite Because here on this rod, it's in the rod sprocket. I think I've got it a little too high, but I can live with that. Just had another little tap here on hot dog. I did switch this over to a circle hook, just like this one right here is on a circle hook. But this is hot dog and this is shad. Had another little tap. I feel a little more confident with the circle hook here than I do the J hook. I got it on my bait runner. I got the bait runner set really low drag wise, so you can see it just barely takes anything to move it. So hopefully get to hear that scream. Thought this would be a really nice place to catch the little, not big monsters, but a few catfish. Because you got the log jam right here. If you look right over and through here, that's a nice little choke point. Any fish that comes through has to come through here. So I put the shad head over there. So anything that's on the move feeding down through there has to come through that choke point. I got a real good chance of getting bit there. Hot dog, man, everything bites on the hot dog. You got bluegill and got bass on hot dogs, but catfish, turtles, you name it. I actually caught more turtles than anything, so it's a possibility out here. I've seen a few turtles. All right, the shad head just had a bite. It's the first action it's had today. Now that is a circle hook. Here, let me stand up, maybe get a better view. I did switch this one over to circle or to shad also. I used the body of the small shad that I used this head. You got the head off of. Circle hook now. So they're both circle hooks. This one's on a bait runner. This one here is not. That's kind of promising whenever the shad head gets a bite. Okay, here's something I wanted to tell you. I'm cutting the clips really short because with this new editing program, it's very hard to edit the longer clips. So if I don't have any action going on, I shut it off. And that's the reason why, until I learn this program better, just hang tight, hang with me a little bit, and we'll have these growing pains together. So I'm telling you what, this new program is really super advanced, way more advanced than what I've been using. So I don't know, no action, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut her off, guys. Hey folks, Dave here at Creek Beaters TV. Sorry man, this video ends right here. This is the end of the fishing. Instead, this is going to take a little bit of a public service announcement turn, okay? I used to work in the prison system, and I worked in the prison system for 15 years for the state of Indiana. When you work in the prison system, you don't work with coworkers, you work with family members, okay? They become an extended family member. Well, the last 2 weeks, we've lost one correctional officer per week to suicide. People don't realize how the job affects a person, okay, unless you've been in that environment. Every year on average, 10 correctional officers die in a line of duty. But every year, 156 correctional officers take their own lives on average. Suicide rate for correctional staff is above and beyond that of the national average, okay? And there's a lot of factors that take a role in that, okay? The biggest thing is During the filming of this video, a third correctional officer had put on social media some things that threw up a red flag, okay? Trying not to get into specifics because I want to be respectful to the staff member. I won't say the name, obviously. But anyway, it was basically saying, hey, this is my call for help. I'll just say this, you know, hey, this is one thing that he said, I haven't bought alcohol in 25 years. I just bought a case tonight, and I think it's time to end this madness. Well, that threw up a bunch of red flags, you know, because like I said, for the last 2 weeks, one a week have killed themselves. Now, these are guys who have killed themselves. Not that this makes a difference, but they were educated, level-headed, sweetheart men, nice guys. They were guys that I've never heard them say bad about anybody. And they just, instead of reaching out to somebody, they killed themselves. Well, don't think that doesn't affect people around you, man, because it really does. So this has been a little bit of a catfishing video that was interrupted by one of our family members that needed help. Needless to say, we have our own little group on Facebook, and needless to say, a bunch of us jumped in there and we got a hold of him and talked to him, and he's still here. So he wasn't planning on committing suicide, he said. He was wanting the madness in his life to end, and whatever those circumstances are, I don't care. I mean, I do care, but the most important thing is that he's still here. It's really hard to say things like in situations like this to where you don't sound insensitive or you sound offensive or whatever, but I don't care what's going on in his personal life. I do care if he's thinking of taking his life because of it, because he needs to be here so we can talk. Anyway, in this group, we got this group that we put together. We've got a real good support group, and hey, man, I know for a fact if someone came on that group and said, hey, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm going to do it, I don't think they would get it done because there would be too many people at their front door checking on them. Now, if you don't have that support group like we do, and even if you are in my group and you don't want to bring it to one of us thinking that it's too personal, here's a number you can call, 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. And that's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, okay? I looked it up for my home state of Indiana. It's the same exact number. It says right there, 800-272 or 273-TALK, 8255. So it's 1-800-273-8255. Guys, seriously, don't think about it. Call them. Call them, say, hey, I need to talk. They know what to do. If you need to talk to somebody and you don't want to talk to them, my email is creekbeaterstv@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and we'll go from there, man. We'll talk. We'll get some help for you. But suicide it's not the answer. Alcohol is not the answer. So get a hold of your friends, get a hold of your buddies. I think that's one thing this guy learned is, oh, these people aren't my friends, they are my family. And it's even though it's an extended family, it's a family member. I got someplace to go. So that's the thing, man. Maybe you could find a group. That's not a bad idea. Find a group on Facebook or another social media platform if you want, where you belong. You know what I mean? Like, say if you have a 4x4 off-road interest, you go there and it gives you someone to talk to. I'm sure there's groups all over Facebook. I know there is. I've looked them up. There's correctional groups on Facebook that deal with suicide. So, you know, if you're depressed, if you have some kind of PTSD or something like that, man, look for the help. We're here. We are here. So, guys, this has been Creek Beaters TV this week. I'm Dave, and you know, this took a little different turn than I expected it to take. So stick with us for next week. We will have fish on the channel next week, and again, talk to people, talk to somebody if you need them. So if I don't see you later, I'll see you later.
What are you talking about? Creek Beaters TV? That's awesome.